It was yesterday, wasn't it? When I got sick? Like I think
When you
yesterday.
told us about it.
Yeah, I think yesterday at like 11 a.m. I had a Chick-fil-A sandwich. And I think of Chick-fil-A as like the top tier of fast food.
It is.
So overrated.
In the world of fast food, it's top tier.
We're not going to have this discussion. If you're going to start talking, look, they just poisoned me, and I love them more than I care more for them than I do you right now. All right, so you keep that. You temper this down.
Wendy's is better.
That is fucking
okay. Wings.
outrageous.
All right. You and Wings are on an island over there eating your chili.
That is
Chick-fil-A
is take.
Chick-fil-A is the
only thing Wendy's does poorly is like cream products. Like their Frosties are just bullshit, and I don't know if they have anything else.
Well, you're absolutely right. First of all, their Frosties are the best thing that Wendy's have.
No, they taste like the powder they're from. They don't make any progress at all. There's no improvement. That if it's meant to replicate some sort of ice cream or milkshake, they are missing the mark.
It's meant to replicate a Frosty. And Dave Thomas,
flavored dirt.
Dave Thomas.
God rest his soul. He would be rolling? He is rolling in his grave, hearing you talk this blasphemy about the Frosty. But Chick-fil-A, on the other hand, top fucking tier. Those chicken sandwiches are fucking incredible. I usually get the spicy chicken deluxe. But yesterday I just got like a grilled chicken sandwich and some fries. And it wasn't long between the time I ate it and I started feeling like, ooh.
Was there anything off about it? Were you like, this is a little
It was so good. Oh. It was so good. It was so fucking tasty. It was so, I didn't finish it. Like I ate like 3/4 of it and I like put it in the fridge and I was like, I'm coming back to this later. This was delicious. I threw it out today. I was like, let me get this poison out of my house.
Come on.
You're like, open your fridge and you're like, I probably ate all the poison parts.
Remember when Homer bought that 8-foot long sandwich or whatever, and by day 3 it's literally rotten and he's eating it.
Then she's bringing it to bed with him.
yeah, Homer,
you gotta stop eating that sandwich. Marge, I'm not going to stop.
So I don't know. At some point, it started with diarrhea. And like I don't want to get too graphic, but it's not even like it's just water. There's just water coming out of the wrong end of me. It's just clear and it is uncomfortable. And it's mostly like cramps. I have these awful cramps that are just super painful in my stomach. And I hadn't thrown up yet until like 3 or 4 hours after that. I didn't think I was going to throw up. I was like, this is just a little stomach bug. This will go right away. And then I started throwing up. And it was so awful. Like there's like tears pouring down my face as I'm vomiting into the toilet. And I think it's all over. So I get up and I go to the sink and I'm like splashing cold water in my face. And it hits me again and I have to vomit in my sink. And so now I'm like, do we try to get the chunks out or get them down?
Get them out. Get them out.
This is out of you or the toilet we're talking about?
Out of the sink, because I have now vomited into my bathroom sink.
I guess that question depends on how good of a chewer you are.
Well, apparently I don't chew very well. And I'm going to tell you, you could look at what was in my sink and you could determine exactly what I had eaten. That's how I know it was. Remember when Tony was like, it came up all undigested. That's how this was. It had come up completely undigested. There's like bits of lettuce, bits of tomato, little shredded bits of chicken.
Oh, that's what did you eat the night before? If we can somehow get the blame away from Chick-fil-A.
Shit.
I'm probably wrong. I thought food poisoning.
I think I just went to sleep. I think I just went to sleep and I didn't eat at all because like we had done. Remember, I had been up for like 27 hours straight.
Yeah.
And we did the PKN and the hangout, and I was just wiped. I was literally falling asleep in my chair sitting here. So I think I just went straight to bed, and I think I woke up that night and had like something like from a can. Like I had some like chicken soup or something. Like nothing that could have made me sick.
Yeah.
I think I had a can of soup out that I had been like crushing with my hand, and I was just like, "There's no way I'm putting this dented ass can back in there. Let's just have some chicken soup." I think that's what happened, or was it mushroom? It doesn't matter. But yeah, it was. It had to be the Chick-fil-A. It had to be the Chick-fil-A, and I'm very disappointed in them. They're such a good corporation. I guarantee I could call and be like, "Hey, your Chick-fil-A made me sick, and they hooked me up with some like
Free
some,
Chick-fil-A.
Another sandwich, which would
Oh,
make you sick.
I'm not turning my back on a corporation that has been so wonderful to me for years and years.
Wendy's makes a better spicy chicken sandwich than Chick-fil-A.
Are we back to this? That is
so
insane.
wrong.
That is
I'm not wrong.
There
I
is
have had
nothing
both.
on the Wendy's menu I would pick over a just not even a spicy.
Nothing.
I know spicy's
Nothing.
better. Even a regular chicken sandwich, not even the deluxe, the one with just the 2 pickles. I'd take
The
that
Chick-fil-A.
over anything.
The Chick-fil-A sandwich is so tender, and the breading is almost sweet. They've brined it in fucking pickle juice. It is so wonderful. The Wendy's sandwich is like almost the lowest tier of chicken sandwiches. Like it's better than. Don't get me wrong. It's better than Burger King. It's better than McDonald's. I eat it occasionally, and I do enjoy it. But I would never have a Wendy's sandwich over a Chick-fil-A sandwich. It's night and day.
Yeah.
Now, the lettuce you get on a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is misshaped. It's not sandwich shaped at all. It like sticks out the side.
Natural.
Like they lazily just grabbed an entire lettuce leaf and stuck that shit on there. Yeah. No, that's not how you make a sandwich.
That's how I make sandwiches.
Lazy cunts at Chick-fil-A. You need to get a piece of lettuce that is somewhat appropriate for the size of a sandwich.
I've seen that lettuce. It's usually, the white part of the lettuce that you throw away if you're at home. That like translucent part from the bottom.
That's the Wendy's special. Yeah.
They'll sit that right on top of it and like squirt a little mayonnaise on like 1/3 of it. And
a little mayonnaise. Good. That is not a Wendy's sandwich. If anything, they put too much mayonnaise on there. It's one of my criticisms.
It's so
you know
bad.
what? You know what the worst thing?
Bad.
I mean, the tomatoes head to head between Wendy's and Chick-fil-A. I mean, they're all fast food, so it's not like the Chick-fil-A tomatoes or anything to write home about. But like the tomatoes you get at McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, it is just wet, flavorless mush. There's no crispness. There's nothing there. At least you get a little bit of that with the thicker cut Chick-fil-A tomatoes.
The tomatoes that were in my vomit sink look better than a Wendy's tomato.
I believe that.
Not even close.
I'd rather eat Kyle's tomato vomit than go to Wendy's.
I'd rather eat the vomit out of my sink than have a Wendy's chicken sandwich.
Wendy's fucking sucks. And actually, it's better than McDonald's. I'll give it that.
It is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
It's better
than
most
Burger
of them.
King. Burger King is the lowest tier, most garbage fast food place.
The only thing that might be better than Wendy's is Cookout, and I think they're twice the calories.
Yeah, we don't have the Cookout here, but I've heard good things.
They're good.
That's the barbecue fast food place.
It's an interesting like combination of things. Like
burgers,
their whole like ordering process is weird. Like instead of like, it's not like you want a burger and fries because that's what everybody does. They're like, hey, you want a burger and a quesadilla, or maybe a burger and some
This place sounds fun.
You know how like there's something about like the DoorDash Postmates world that makes you order way too much food? Cookout has figured it out too. It seems natural for your drink at Cookout to be a milkshake. Like their combos are like 2 cheeseburgers works and a peanut butter, like Reese's peanut butter milkshake probably. And it's you'd think that is an outrageously stupid order, but at Cookout it's par for the course.
And they've got like a ton of milkshake flavors. It's one of those places that has like, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 of them.
Yeah, it's like 30 some pre-built milkshakes. And then if you want to invent your own, they're probably down.
I remember one like they closed all the Steak and Shakes around here a couple of years ago. You can't even blame that on lockdown. Like they were already going out of business here for some reason. I don't know if Steak and Shakes where you are, Woody. I think it is where Kyle is. It's really good. Their shakes are great. Their steak burgers are really good. Yeah. And I remember like once I was like, I'm going to treat myself. I'm going to get a big like Oreo shake from there. And like I looked up the stats of the nutrition on it, and it was like, this should be illegal. Like this is what was it, 110 added grams of sugar or something like that. Yeah. Like if it's like, all right, I can have this. And then if I don't have a Tootsie Roll until next Saturday, then I'll eat it out.
Yeah.
But it is
Steak and Shake is a few hours from me. So almost.
It's not that great. Like my problem was that I don't like shoestring French fries.
That's fair.
You got to grab like a whole like handful of them, and like there's I don't know.
Wendy's is somewhere in the middle. They're definitely not McDonald's thin, but they're not Wendy's whatever fucking shape that is, like off the waffle iron nonsense.
I like the Chick-fil-A waffle fries.
Oh, Jack,
you get 2 of them. They give you 2 French fries. You know when you go to McDonald's and you order 2 large fries, and they give you like hundreds of little ones. At fucking ChickfilA, they actually give you 2 large fries in a fucking barrel, and they're like, "Here you go."
Okay, I am on Woody's team here with the fry thing, because every once in a while you get fries from Chick-fil-A in that little pouch, and you see one enormous half potato like cut horizontally, and you reach in and you pull that out, and then it's empty. It's like there's like the little corners and shavings and like 2 other mid-sized ones. Kyle going for vomit or shit one of the show 10 minutes in. I feel terrible for him. That's food. I haven't had food poisoning in, oh man, probably almost 10 years. But it's one of those things that, just like the stomach flu, when you get it, you're like, oh, how did I let myself forget the torture? Like, I didn't take my health. I took my health for granted.
on the flu thing, I don't get. I get sick or sniffles or colds, but like an actual flu where like you throw up and stuff, very rare. 5 years, 7 years, like it takes not super often, because I guess I don't see that many people. But when it happens, just like you said, oh my goodness, I forgot how dreadful being sick is. It is the worst. People are like, the masks are coming back now because of COVID rising again and the Delta variant and all that stuff. And I'm like, I don't care. I wasn't sick. I didn't even get the sniffles last year.
Yeah, I was fine.
I had zero, like any symptoms of anything. Partly I didn't go out as much. Partly, when I did, I wore a mask, and everyone else did. It was great. I'm fine with it.
We need to eat some dirt, keep our immune system strong.
As if I ever stopped.
Yeah, I mean, like, and even the normal flu, like where you're not vomiting, is like, this sucks. But like, and now working from home, I would hate it. But like before, it was like, I get to stay home from work. This is worth it. It's the stomach flu, the one where you vomit and have the shits real bad. It really, any sickness where you have to keep going to the bathroom like every 30 minutes is miserable. It's the worst. Your asshole starts getting raw because you're having a bunch of unsatisfying sick person shits. That
does. On the other hand, any kind of illness where you have to be weighted on hand and foot in bed has an upside. Like, there's an actual, get yourself like a nice sprained ankle and just start getting like breakfast, lunch, and dinner in bed.
Sprained ankle, that's the ticket. I need to shit again. Carry me. The doctor said not to put any weight on it.
Right?
Like, I was there with you at the office.
That's not it. You can hop on one foot to the toilet and get it done, but you're supposed to be spending most of your time with that baby elevated. So that's the angle you work. It's like, baby, you know what? I'm supposed to go downstairs and cook? No. You have to wait on my hand and foot while I elevate this thing.
I shouldn't even be changing the channel on my own.
I like that. Honey, can you find me a better video?
Honey, I'm not going to watch any more Storage Wars. I'm not going to say it again. I remember, that was a kind of a cool show. I was going to say, the worst thing to get that I haven't had in a long time is strep. We've said that before. Like, I remember a few years ago, it's probably 4 or 5 years ago now, my brother got strep so bad that he like had a giant cup next to his bed so that he could spit into it because it hurt too bad to swallow his own spit. And he was like, it was horrible. Just like once every 2 hours, I'd start to feel like I was dying from lack of hydration. And so I'd just be like,
Was he on something acillin?
He took way too long to go to the doctor and get like amoxicillin or penicillin or what, because you can knock strep out pretty quick.
How old was he?
At this point, probably early 20s, 22.
Okay. Yeah. So I did that same thing. I've told this before, I think, but I'm off at college. I'm 19 years old. It's the first time I ever make any of my own medical decisions. Prior to that, you just say, Mom, I hurt. And, she makes the decisions from there. And I'm at college and I don't treat my strep and I let it go and I let it go. And I thought untreated that you would just beat strep. Not me. And you're not only could I not swallow, I would swallow my uvula and then it would come back because it's attached like a coin on a string. And then I couldn't breathe well through it. You could feel it like a marble that you would shoot, going forward and back. And I went to the doctor to get the penicillin or whatever acillin it was. And my gosh, in 3 hours, I was halfway better. I was shocked at how quickly it worked. And that's when I discovered that medicine is not fake.
Antibiotics, totally worth it when you're dealing with strep. Wouldn't you know it? Because strep is awful.
You take ibuprofen for your headache, and I know I've said all this before, and like, did it even fix it? I don't know. 2 hours later, you feel better, but you would have anyway.
Yeah.
Like it's subtle. You take ibuprofen for like muscle soreness. I don't even know if I can tell the difference. I just do it to shut my wife up.
I can't.
But that sounds bad. But strep, amoxicillin or something, magic.
Yeah. Kyle, was that your first poo break of the?
That is the first of the show. It will not be the last.
All right, there's one.
We have the technology to put a counter up.
Kyle, poo counter. Was it unsatisfying?
It was very unsatisfying because I can feel that there's a lot of anger in my lower intestine, and it's just, nah, we're gonna stay in here for now. There's just like a gurgling pressure of crampiness, like in my like on like the left and right side of where my belly button is, like in my gut, and then like every joint in my body, like the major joints, like your hips, like lower back, like where your spine is, are just super swollen and inflamed. My neck is super bad, and the chills were the worst part. Like I would be in bed like all bundled up, and I'd be like, all right, we're warm now. But then I'd have to get up and go to the bathroom. And by the time I got back into the bed, I would just start shivering uncontrollably. And it would last for like 3 minutes of me just going, and then I would fall asleep and I would wake up and I'd be so goddamn drenched in sweat. I had to get up and change clothes.
Jesus Christ. That's worse than any food poisoning I've ever had. Like it was
it's
mostly
the worst
vomiting and shits for me.
It's the worst I can ever remember having. It's just like that episode of The Sopranos, when Tony was just having a meltdown. So, if you want to go look at a boat tomorrow, we could go handle that.
I mean, on the bright side, given that it's food poisoning, you're like the light at the end of the tunnel's there. Like you'll get through this quick.
I think we're going to be good by the time the show is over. Like right now, I feel so much better than I did like 4 hours ago, and on and on and on. Right? Like yesterday when I texted you guys and was like, I'm not going to make it. I felt like I was going to die. Like I really went. I was like, I can make it, right? I can make it, right? And then I went,
coach,
and that was right about when I was vomiting. And I was just like, no, we're not making it, because I knew I was going to be vomiting during the show. I was like, we're going to have to get up and vomit during the fucking show.
And that
I have a question. Yeah. When we moved the show for you, what was your internal, honest feeling?
I was like, on one hand, I was thinking like, I really hope that I'm well tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because like I wouldn't want you to move it and then and
have it not work out. And so part of me was like, they probably should have just done it today. They probably should have just done it without me, because I feel like I'm gonna die. But I want to be like, no, I had that kind of food poisoning that lasts for 3-4 days. I just felt like I was gonna seem like such a pussy. Like
you would have seemed like a pussy. You would have.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to like
moments.
turn a live stream on, like while I'm like taking violent shits.
I'm not lying.
I have had moments where it's like, guys, I have like whatever X catastrophe I'm dealing with here. And I can't make the show tonight. And it's always no. We'll move it to 9:30. It's like, no, or I could just have a day off. Just
you want that.
God, I haven't had a day off since yesterday. I don't have another one until tomorrow, guys. I don't like missing shows. Like I feel like
I rarely miss shows.
I know you never do, but like even like for my honeymoon, that Thursday night when I was sitting there like at dinner, being like looking at my phone, like Thursday, 8:30 p.m. and I'm not doing the show. This is so bizarre. Like it just feels weird. You get in such a habit. I like making it. I don't like missing. You feel like you miss out, or at least I do, where it's like maybe I could have made the show better. Maybe I could have, added something to it. Maybe there was a hilarious section that I would have had something like a nice.
If it's well planned for, I think it's a neat change of pace. Like,
That's
if
true.
we had 2 guests that you guys partnered with, it might be better than the show where I was there. And maybe I come back with a new story or, some growth that contributes to the show in some way.
All right, number 2 on the poo counter.
yes, we really need better.
38 minutes in. Hopefully he has some wet wipes because his ass is probably raw as can be.
You're probably too young. You probably never had a colonoscopy.
No. I doubt Kyle has either. When are you supposed to start getting those?
It went from 50 to 40, I think.
That sucks.
Well, I think there's a real chance that by the time you hit 40, they have a whole new recommendation. There's like another way they can detect colon cancer that doesn't involve cameras up your ass.
Mm-hmm. How many times have you had one?
Once, I think.
Did they knock you out for it?
They did me. For I think Wings had one without being knocked out, and that. Well, you never know what's true, but I think they don't knock everyone out. They knock me out. It's the best part of the whole thing. You get like the same drugs you would for a surgery, and you wake up gassy, and they're like all like, I don't fart around people. You could know me for decades and think that I've never passed gas. Like that's how I roll. I don't fart in front of my wife. Like not that I never have, but like it's not standard protocol for me. That's how I roll.
Yeah.
And some people at home or something, they let it rip, but not me. Well, after colonoscopy, they're like, everyone wants to hear you pass gas. It's a sign that things are okay. So they inflate your whole digestive channel during the thing so that the camera has some air around it to see what's up. So afterwards, you have to pass all that just like through farting. And you can't not fart after colonoscopy. And everyone's paying attention. The recovery nurses are like, that was great. And I'm like, socially, can we just pretend none of this happened? You know? And
you're a big boy. That's a good one.
Yeah. Like, nice gas. And I'm like, I mean, it's not bad.
I feel like I would be talking loudly to try and cover it up, just like ripping ass and like, so have you been working here for a long time?
Right?
Or just a short or
do that cough at the same time, but it just keeps going. But yeah, they obviously camera can't work if the intestines, I guess, are right up next to it. So you got to inflate it, get some space in there, and that's what's up.
It sounds awful. Hope that's one of those procedures that I don't feel like anybody's researching towards a better thing, but they should be. They are good.
Yeah. I could Google it, but colonoscopies, I think even right now they're like on the edge of whether or not you should really get them.
Woo.
Have you ever had one, Kyle?
I'm only 35. I think you're supposed to get them at 40.
Yeah, that's what Woody was saying. Well, I wasn't sure if you were being proactive. I get one every other week. It's more for fun. Are the poops getting smaller still?
No, that one was pretty rough.
That was a bad one.
Kyle doesn't actually have food poisoning. He watched season 8 again.
That's what it was.
It's making him sick to his stomach.
Was that still a dabber?
It's still a dabber. It was
that's good.
It was just really, stomach's just so cramped up. Just really painful. I was just lots of pain. I don't know what that's about. I've taken so much ibuprofen. I wish I had real fucking painkillers or weed. I guarantee weed would fix this.
I'm sure weed is known for settling stomachs.
Now? It is. Yeah.
Wait, it is?
Like that's one of the big things that weed genuinely, like there's a bunch of fibbing out there like, oh, it gets rid of cancer. I don't think that's true, but like
I keep it to prophylactically prevent glaucoma.
The anti-nausea. Yeah, that's why you get it. I'm fighting glaucoma. Yeah, doctor, I'm winning. I've conquered the continent of glaucoma, and I don't plan to lose any ground. Yeah, like the anti-nausea thing really is one of the key parts of it. That's truly real. Like I remember being hungover as hell in college, or even after, and like just feeling like absolute dog shit. And then you just take a couple toots of weed, and you're like, oh, now I'm hungry. I'm not feeling bad. I'm feeling pretty good. That's probably because I'm high.
Last weekend, I met a new guy, great guy, liked him a lot, but he had a t-shirt on that said, "This is what a cancer survivor looks like." And I opened the conversation by asking him if he really beat cancer or if this was just stolen valor. It was. It turns out he thought he had beaten cancer, but it came back. But the conversation drifted to like, dude, like if battling cancer's so awful, and I believe it, maybe weed is part of the process. You know, like nausea is a big. Chemo makes you nauseous, makes you throw up. It's terrible, and cannabis makes you not nauseous. Chemo destroys your appetite. Cannabis, positive influence on your appetite, I think.
Yeah.
That's really all I got. But fucking toke up, bro. They will give you anything else you want. That is a cool thing. When you're battling cancer, especially if you're lucky enough to get a terminal diagnosis, they will give you anything. You want morphine? I bet you can score heroin. I bet you could get like the equivalent then. They'll give you something in the heroin family. It's called palliative care. But for my brother, it was called a pain management team. They will just pull out all the stops. Like, dude, whatever you want, they got. And they're not shy.
I don't know if this is true, but I remember reading this a long time ago that like apparently the founder of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, on his deathbed after being sober forever was like, bring me 10 bottles of whiskey. and they were like, no, you have to finish strong. And it'd be like, I would be like, you guys are war criminals. Get this man 10 bottles of whiskey. I'll take it out of my own pocket. I'll feel like a good person. I got you, man. I've
got one question. What kind of whiskey?
Yeah. All the kinds. Every kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be horrible.
Finish strong. Fuck you.
Yeah. That's probably like one of those made up stories where they're like Christians will I remember hearing this in school. Because I went to a Christian religious school where they'd be like, Darwin recanted on his deathbed. And even then I was like, recanted of what? Like, he said all that research I did was made up and I was lying? Like, is that what you want me to believe? That even if let's pretend for a moment that he was a brilliant con artist and he fooled us into believing in evolution. Is that what he would have done? Recant? Like, no, that's absurd. And obviously he didn't do that. So I remember being a young kid and that not passing the smell test for me.
Yeah.
and adults believe this? Really? Like as I've been lying in bed, drifting in and out of consciousness recently, I let YouTube play, and I guess an infographic video played, and it was how big the ark would have needed to be. Mm-hmm. And I guess I never actually read that part of the Bible because I always thought it was just 2 of every animal, but it's not. It's like 7 of every animal that is not unclean, like 7 males and 7 females, and 2 of every kind that are unclean, and like 7 of every bird, and so like by the time they were done, they came up with the average size of an animal on Earth, and it's about that of a goat, like a 50-pound goat. So they were like, all right. So we'll just use goats because the average size of an animal is a 50-pound goat, and they do all the math. The cubits. A cubit is from the end of your middle finger to your elbow, but of course that varied because not everybody's arms are the same fucking size. And one of the main things they came up with was not only was it not big enough, but if you had built it to the size they said, it wouldn't work because it's made of cypress. It's made of cypress. And it's a time before there were metal beams to reinforce the wood. So like as it would like go up onto one wave, it would crash down in the middle of a wave and it would just capsize the boat. It would just break the boat in half. The largest wooden boat that was ever made was in 1909. And it was about 2/3 the size of the biblical ark, and it required continuous bilge pumps to keep it from sinking. And it did sink in like 1921. Yeah, and it's like, it's not like, even going by the Bible measurements, I looked it up. They said 300 cubits is about 510 feet long, and like that's not that huge of a boat to get every animal on. Like, it's just not. So there's no way it could have worked unless it was like a 30-story ship, and even then, who was handling the insects?
It's only 30 cubits tall.
No, I was saying they would need way more than that because you need like multi-decks. Because clearly, like, that was someone who imagined that the only animals that existed in the world were the ones in their immediate vicinity.
Yeah, exactly.
where it's like every animal. It's like, well, that's fine. That's like 11 animals. We're gonna have nothing but space on here. Rachel, all my, I'm a spry 900-year-old man. All my 400-year-old sons are gonna be getting mad pussy, making more kids, and then we're gonna have just a despicable offspring line. Apparently, Kyle, how was that one? A little less voluminous this time. Feeling better?
Just feeling awful. Stomach really hurts.
Poor Kyle.
My stomach really hurts. I'm sorry. What would you like to talk about, Kyle? What's a topic that would take your mind far away from the hell you're currently residing?
I don't know, man.
Do you want some help?
I can't really think about things too much right now. I'll talk about whatever you want.
What hurts the most?
My stomach.
Okay. And you're still dabbing the ass. No rawness there.
Yeah, all good there. All good there. It's just
he doesn't
really
want to
bad
admit
stomach
it.
cramps.
He's got a tender anus. I suspect it.
I bet it's tender.
I'm okay. Yeah.
You can only dab for so long, my friend. It's gonna get through.
It's like a runny nose, as gentle as you try to be, it can only take so much energy.
I'll start putting some chapstick back there, I guess.
Does
that
it
would
sound
be
like,
smart until you need chapstick.
Well, I got 2 tubes. One can be my butthole tube, and the other can be my normal tube.
Does it sound like a woman pissing, or is it all at once? Just
oh, it sounds like a woman pissing. Yeah. Yeah.
That sound Taylor made.
We've all been there. Yeah.
like Nelson from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
I'm sorry about your ass and your stomach, man. That's rough. And for Chick-fil-A to do you so dirty, like part of me wants to jump to their defense. Like it must have been something else.
I think it was the Chick-fil-A. I think it was
the
the Chick-fil-A.
DoorDash person. What the fuck? Sabotaged him. That'll work.
Yeah, I don't know. It was all sealed up. I remember that it was all like taped up and everything with stickers.
Oh, they keep rolls of tape in the glove compartment.
He's got like
so
a
they
syringe.
can steal your fries and put them back on.
Wouldn't that be shot? Like, wouldn't that be horrifying? As if like you opened your bag with the safety tape and you like eat all your food, and then you see like double-sided Scotch tape on the end of one of the sides,
or like a note from the DoorDasher. Hope you enjoyed that. like right at the bottom of the fries.
I mean, no matter what delivery app I'm using, when I use those, I always leave a really good tip because I'm afraid of people tampering with my food.
Really?
Yeah, I always I have enough friends who worked in restaurants who would talk about fucking with people's food and just being dickheads. Like I've always been afraid of it. Granted, these were like 17-year-olds who worked at fast food when I was playing hockey with them. So I'm sure most people aren't like that, but they certainly.
No,
it's funny.
I'll
we all
tip away if I don't think they've done a good job.
You can do that, like after the fact.
After the fact,
we all keep saying DoorDash, like is that one the winner? Is that one the popular one? Like, we're not saying.
I go back and forth. I go back and forth.
Postmates, or
I use Postmates, or I don't order a lot of food at all, really. But if I'm gonna order, it's either Postmates or DoorDash, and I usually only use DoorDash if I want something that Postmates doesn't have. Mm-hmm. There's like a Thai restaurant and a Japanese steakhouse that I can order from DoorDash that I'll use. And DoorDash, I think the minimum order amount that you get free delivery is $12, and I think maybe with Postmates it's $15. So so if I'm ordering for like 2,
sometimes that's right in the ballpark of where you land.
Yeah, well, I mean, like breakfast can be hard sometimes because it's like, shit, I just want like $8 of food, and it'll be like add $7 more and get free delivery, and the delivery's like $5-6, and it's like.
I'm making money.
I'm making money if I just get $5 more for the food. But if I'm ordering for like more than one person, I'll almost always use Postmates. Postmates gives you tons of deals. Like I'm always getting like little, like maybe twice a week I get a deal. It's like, hey, if you spend $25, you get $5 off. Or if you spend, one of them I got recently was like, if you spend $100, you get $25 off. Now I don't know when I'm going to spend $100 on Postmates, but there are a couple of catering companies that use Postmates. So if I had like my whole family here, like I could probably do that. Like Honey Baked Ham Company delivers through Postmates, which is pretty cool.
They're good.
At home, I pretty much don't use those services. Like actually, I have literally never used them even once. But on the road, I will. And it does an interesting thing to me. It makes me overeat. Like it's just the cost of the tip and the delivery kind of threatens the cost of the meal, sort of. But it's almost like, well, you could order 2 meals. The delivery is about the same. And it's just, it almost seems like a better deal when you double up the food.
Yeah.
The one thing that I do differently,
Postmates.
the one thing I do differently, and that's one of the reasons I really like ordering through an app, is like if I were at the drive-through, or even if I went in to order something, I would never like completely special order like whatever I was going to get. I wouldn't want to like bother them with that. But I don't eat Taco Bell anymore because it's fucking. Last time I ate Taco Bell, it made me sick too.
It's gross.
I'm literally
really
never
good.
eating Taco Bell again. I hadn't eaten it for like 2-3 years because like I don't eat Taco Bell if I don't have weed, so it's just not going to happen. Like I need to hide to eat Taco Bell. Like it's the only way. But then like maybe like 8 months ago or something, I was like, let's try a little Taco Bell. And I was just so fucking grossed out by it. It was so nasty. Like that meat was just, I was like, I used to eat this. Like the meat was so fucking nasty. But when you can like special
grade
order,
F.
I do like how you can be like, yeah, add this, remove that, add this, remove that. And they've got like a huge list of things you can add. I do like special ordering stuff because I don't have to deal with it. But
the only time I'll pick, I use Postmates pretty much every time, except there's like one place that Postmates or DoorDash, the only place that will deliver it is Grubhub for some reason near me.
Yeah.
And that place is really good. And so if I'm ordering from there, I'll do Grubhub because that's the only option. But like, it's so convenient. It's so convenient. It's dangerous.
Super convenient. Yeah.
Yeah. It's you sneezing now too?
no, that was cringe. I almost vomited.
Oh shit.
Is Cal muted? I'm not sure. But oh, okay. Just pretending to be muted. All right.
You fucking dick. Just pretending to be muted. Poo number 5, a little longer than the 4th and 3rd.
Oh, yeah. I didn't look how he
intensify.
sat down. Did you look?
Fuck, I didn't.
Gingerly.
We were gonna pay attention. You sat down gingerly because your asshole is sore.
No, I applied some CarMax just now. I'm feeling better now. Got a little tingle.
You put
CarMax?
CarMax on your asshole?
What is that?
No, it's chapstick. Jesus.
Chapstick.
What? Does everyone know what CarMax is?
Yeah, CarMax is like better chapstick. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I used Burt's Bees for a while because it's better. It fooled me because it applies better. So everyone says Burt's Bees is better. I think it's more expensive, and I switched, but it doesn't heal your lips.
Yeah.
So I went back to chapstick.
It just draws a huge amount of attention to your cold sore, basically, by making it shiny and
I think I have
apparent.
No, you know what? Yeah, I have the Burt's Bees in my pocket because it doesn't do shit. The chapstick is on the motorcycle.
How you feeling, Kyle?
Real achy. The back of my neck hurts a lot, like where the bones are. And still got the headache, and feel kind of nauseous now. Not really sure why. I ate all that soup. I should have fixed things right up.
It should have.
What kind of soup?
It was the Thai mushroom coconut soup.
The creamy soup.
Yeah.
Bold choice.
It seemed like it was wholesome. And
you want like a chicken noodle, like a brothy based soup, not a creamy based soup.
No, it's definitely creamy based. It's sort of like.
I agree that's what it is. I'm suggesting that you made a mistake.
It's fucking good though.
When I'm feeling sick, I like to drink a whole bunch of milk.
Coconut milk.
You know what does like always settle my stomach are bananas. I feel like it's impossible to like get your stomach upset on a banana. They're so
That's
gentle.
the BRAT diet, right? Are you familiar with it? This is an acronym that parents learn for their children.
Oh,
When they have banana rice, applesauce,
and toast.
Is that right?
I think it's
nicely
bananas,
done. You're doing
rice,
better than me.
Toast, and those are like the most gentle things on your stomach. I've never used any but bananas to be gentle on my stomach, but there's something about how waxy they are. I think that helps. So maybe eat like 7 or 8 bananas tonight.
I'm gonna go to sleep again after this. I have slept an enormous amount the last day. Like I've just basically been in bed. Like I wake up, I roll over, I drink Gatorade, I go back to sleep. I wake up, I shit, I drink Gatorade, I go back to sleep, and I just repeat that until I'm so sweaty I need to change my clothes.
Woody and I were worried about you in our group chat, or maybe
Yeah.
they're like, I texted at like 9 p.m. last night, like, hey, you feeling any better, buddy? Like, how are you doing? And then like 12, 13 hours later, Woody's like, hopefully he's just sleeping. I hope he's all right. And then like 5 hours after that, like 3 hours before the show, I'm like, Kyle, you good, champ? Like, are you okay? I hope he didn't vomit himself to death.
Yeah, because he wrote like, I feel like I'm gonna die, and then lost contact for 15 hours.
Yeah. I just I had so much shit on my phone. Like everybody's messaging me like, you okay? How you feeling? You feeling better? Do you need me to bring you some soup? And I'm just like, no.
Just leave me alone. I don't want any soup. I want to be sick.
I wasn't sure if I could eat that bagel that I ate today. I was like, maybe I can eat it. That's what I had for like breakfast, but by then it was like lunchtime. I had one bagel and I ordered fruit, like I don't know, slices of like cantaloupe, pineapple, and grapes and stuff. But I couldn't eat the fruit. I was like, this is gonna make me sick if I eat this fruit.
What kind of bagel did you get?
I honestly got a ton of bagels. I got half a dozen bagels, and I because I didn't know what kind I wanted. I didn't know like when it got there, I was like maybe like a cinnamon bagel is gonna be weird, or maybe a blueberry bagel is gonna be weird. But I got one of everything. I got 6 different kinds of bagels, and I think I ended up eating the blueberry bagel.
That's a good bagel type.
I got a big bag of bagels in there now, so I'll probably have another bagel tomorrow.
Did you get an everything bagel? I like those.
I did. I got an everything bagel, and I got some sort of like onion and chive spread to put on it in case I wanted it. But that seemed like it was definitely going to make me sick. It smelled kind of oniony.
You can buy everything bagel seasoning at the store, which is really just like onion, salt, and garlic powder, or whatever the fuck is in there. And if you like sprinkle that on the toppings of your sandwich before you put the other piece of bread down, it's a great addition. It's revolutionizing the way I overdo sodium.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would like that. I don't really like all the oniony taste to it, but it was nice to get something in my stomach because it had just been so long.
You don't like onions on your sandwiches?
No.
What do you put on like a turkey and cheese sandwich? If that's even what you go to, maybe you're a ham guy.
Tomato and lettuce and pickles, maybe jalapenos.
That's solid. I like that. I will not to shit on Chick-fil-A, but their pickles, they could be a bit girthier and they could be a bit more flavorful. They are weak and they don't crunch. The first bite with the pickle pulls the whole pickle out with it, and now you have one bite with pickle.
There's nothing good about Chick-fil-A pickles. They taste like I don't even know what that pickle is. It's not a sweet one. It's not a like garlic pickle. It's just some.
It's like, a dill pickle.
It's a pickle substitute of some sort. I'm not sure there were any cucumbers killed in the making of that pickle.
I mean, you have to admit, Kyle, like when you go to a nice restaurant and they have the nice thick pickles on your burger, that's a totally different crunch and experience.
Then I tell them not to put them on there. I hate those bread and butter pickles. I hate any kind of pickle other than dill pickles.
A thick dill would be better. A long sliced thick dill in an X shape on the, you know what I mean? The long vertically sliced. 2 of those on the Chick-fil-A sandwich instead of the 2 little bullshit ones, and they've gained a whole new market of me.
Not for me. Not for me. No, I
new
really
market
do.
of Taylor's.
Now I might go there even more.
I really do like the little pickles that have been like the pickle juice is soaked into the bread a little bit. I don't know. I really like the Chick-fil-A sandwiches. They're fucking delicious. There's a reason they're like so incredibly popular and profitable, despite the fact they're open 6 days a week. Yeah, and the service there is impeccable. Bullshit. Like I went to a Chick-fil-A a couple weeks ago when I was doing that motorcycle course. We stopped for lunch, and there was a Chick-fil-A nearby, and like the line was outrageous, and it was 2 cars wide, but they had like really pretty blonde chicks outside with iPads to take your order. So like,
how do they do that? Like what? Better yet, why can't anyone else do that? Related questions, right?
Enough to afford it.
When you go to like McDonald's, there's some like I don't know. I'm trying to describe it politically. Some dude who looks like he doesn't hold down jobs for very long, angry that you're disturbing him while he takes your order.
What you want?
What kind of person do you mean, Woody?
It's not about that, right? But you go to Chick-fil-A and Like there's some guy named Noah with an iPad taking your order gleefully.
A guy named Noah. That is beyond fucking. That is the perfect description of a Chick-fil-A. A guy named Noah pleasantly taking your order with an iPad and then asking to refresh your drink.
and he tells you to have a nice day, and you can tell he fucking meant it.
Meanwhile, at like McDonald's, like some guy with disgusting fingernails is dropping your change into your palm.
Right. Tattoos up and down his or her arms, just like it's a whole different thing.
It is. Chick-fil-A wins for a reason. They're the most popular fast food chain in America for a reason.
I question that. McDonald's isn't the most popular fast food chain.
I don't think it was by location. I think it was like polls of like, what fast food chain do you prefer the most? And I think that's where they won. Because definitely by location, if you go by location, Subway blows everyone out, I think. Like there's a Subway every 60 feet almost everywhere.
So I looked it up. McDonald's is 1, Starbucks is 2, Chick-fil-A is 3. I didn't expect it to be that high. Taco Bell, Wendy's, Burger King, and I'm looking for Subway because I thought they'd be high too.
Yeah, they have a ton of locations. They're really popular.
Maybe they're not on this list, so are they not fast food? Are they something different? I'm not sure.
I think I've been to 1 or 2 Starbucks in my whole life. I didn't even know they made whole meals at Starbucks.
They do. I got food poisoning from there once as well. I ordered some sort of a like a egg and cheese like sandwich, breakfast sandwich they made, and I got very sick from it.
Oh, Subway's 8th. I didn't look carefully.
Well, damn it, Woody.
Wendy's is 5th.
Well, this is a wrong list. I'd rather go to I was about to say I'd rather go to Subway than Wendy's. No, I'd rather go to Wendy's than Subway.
Yeah.
When I go to Subway, I can convince myself, I can lie to myself that I've had a healthy meal.
Yeah. It's like just because it's a loaf of bread doesn't mean that I'm being bad.
I know, right? I'd like some meat on a loaf of bread, but throw some lettuce and tomato in there so I can lie to me.
No, more cheese than that. Come on.
I've done that.
Of course, I want 3 kinds of mayonnaise.
When I've been
honey mustard. If I'd known you were going to offer honey mustard, I wouldn't have said yes to all those mayonnaises.
Do you have that bottle of oil that you could just douse over everything?
I always ask for a liberal application of the oil and vinegar.
I have them screw the top off and dunk the sandwich in.
Dunk it in like it's au jus. Dude, I remember times like many years ago when I was like trying to lose weight, when I'd go to Subway and be like, ooh, the Italian cheesy bread. I'll have that one. And then you like look at it and you're like, I'm already so in the red. Salami, triple it. Like the amount you put. Think about a silly amount, and then double that. Like, I want you to have to reach deep into that plastic little, cutout thing you do.
If I order something from there, I usually get like a 6-inch turkey, and I'll just get like veggies on there, and I'll put mustard, and that's about it.
That'll
I get a
work.
bunch of the jalapenos.
The 6-inch is the key.
For sure.
It's half the calories roughly, and the second 6 inches is almost like a battle to get through. You get 6 inches in, and you got to get 6 inches more. It's like you're not even hungry, but coach, put me back in. I can finish this sandwich.
The sub I used to get
I understand.
It's actually the second foot long that's the problem with it.
After that Italian extra meat blend, I'm just like, I couldn't possibly. I guess I paid for it. That's the only really good sandwich there is the spicy Italian.
I think it's pretty low quality meat. That's the real problem. But I wouldn't get tuna from there because that's always gross. I do like the meatball sub, although I haven't had it in 10 years, so maybe it's not even good anymore. But as a kid, that's what I would get. I'd get a meatball sub.
Because
I like the way you're thinking.
He's gonna jump with both feet in. We've talked about it many years ago, but gang stalking, I somehow found something about gang stalking again that got me interested in reading their subreddit about gang stalking again. And reminder, gang stalking is when people believe that dozens of people, if not more, hundreds, are following them in similarly colored cars, and they want to either kill them or harm them. And it could be something as simple as someone approaching you in the supermarket and saying, Did you notice that? How much are those avocados? Are they're $6.99 a pound or $6.65 a pound? It's like, oh, they're using the number 6. That's an evil number. They're trying to steal my energy. They're trying to pin me down. I have to get out of here. And so it's like, it's genuine. Like, I thought it was going to be more entertaining to read through it, but it turns out it's just like a cavalcade of people with clearly having quasi-psychotic episodes, encouraging each other in that, where someone will say like, I saw 5 red trucks today. 5. On my way to the bank. On the way back, I saw 3 more. Also, my neighbor, she stopped me and she said, I got this mail for you. Address on the envelope, 665 Northwest Post Avenue, whatever. And it's like all of this to them is like, and another thing, and another thing. And people will comment and respond and be like, better be on edge, man. Like, and it's like, clearly this is, and the only people that go in there to try and fix it are doing it in the most like tone deaf, mean-spirited, like, you guys are all retards and you're fucking morons and you need to go to a psychiatrist because you're mentally ill. And it's like, you're not gonna, they just by starting that conversation, everybody who believes this is already like, that's a perpetrator of this. That's someone that you need to, that person is trying to undercut us, gentlemen. It's trying to undercut us here. Don't believe them. So they're
clearly mentally
more
ill.
real than you think.
They're clearly mentally ill. But look, I always side on the side of caution when I hear something like this, because I know how the internet works. So when I don't believe that there are very, very many people who actually believe the earth is flat, for example.
Yeah.
I think that there are people who are trolling and they're like, oh yeah, it's flat. Oh yeah, here's this study. Let me show you. And they really love both of the reactions that you'll get. They would love it when someone is like, holy shit, man, you're right. They're like, I got another one. But they also love it when people are like, are you insane? And then they spend 30 minutes trying to prove that the world is round. Like, either way, they win. I think there are a lot of people who are like that. And then those are the ones who have like above average intelligence. And then there's all the dummies who are like, holy shit, man, maybe they're right. Maybe we're just on a big sandbox somewhere floating in the nether realm or whatever the fuck they believe. And like the explanations for what the earth actually looks like is always so absurd. They think it looks like the iris of an eye, or it's a big triangle, or it's always something nonsensical.
Or it's like a flat plane that's a circle, but it's the Arctic that's a complete circle around with the ice wall you can't get past. And they never, or at least I haven't done my due diligence, I'll admit, but I've never seen a convincing argument about why every other planet is round. Like, why would we be special?
They don't believe that they are. I think that I've heard both. I've heard them be like, oh, no, all the planets are like that. It's just a flat side facing us. And it's like, but they're rotating. But then I've heard them say that it's just us. We're the only one with people on it. Duh, dude.
Yeah, duh, idiot. The one with people on it has to be flat. Otherwise, you'd fall off. There'd be no Australia.
No, it's just nonsense. And so when I hear the gang stalking thing, that is so absurd that I think that you have like a very small minority of people who have schizophrenia being like egged on by internet trolls.
I think that's probably true to an extent, because there's clearly a bunch of posts here that is just people showing up to bully them. Or even sometimes I've seen people will make a post and be like, I made a post yesterday saying that I was an ex-perpetrator of gang stalking and I laid it all out and all of you retards fell for it. Ha ha ha. I was lying the whole time. And it's like, don't believe his backtracking. His seniors must have called him out on his lapse. And it's like, oh, you're really not helping here, man. You're not helping these people to see through the delusion. It's spooky. I feel bad for people with that level of delusion, because you know that, like, to them, they're not faking. It's 100% real to them. Like, everything makes, it's like if you read about people with paranoid schizophrenia, like, it's not like Hollywood. Oh, these people are murderers and killers and they're just going to snap. And it's like, no, these people are mostly like concerned because the person at the bank spent longer looking at the screen when they gave them their debit card than they usually do, which means, of course, that they're sending a side email to the NSA to report them for purchases they've been making. What purchases? Doesn't matter, because I'm a targeted individual and they're going to come after. And it's like, it's wild. It is wild when you get into these communities.
And they've never got a good explanation.
Don't harass them, just read it.
Like, they've never got a good, like, if they had like a background story about how, like, oh yeah, it's all of the people like born under this astrological sign. Like there's a cult, and they believe that all the Tauruses are going are going to be blood sacrifices for when Cthulhu comes back, and so they're keeping track of us. If it was something like that, you'd be like, shit, I'm a Taurus.
Yeah.
like looking out the window, like
That's what it
buy
largely
into it a
is.
little bit, but they're just like, yeah, there's red cars and the number 6. It's like, well, there's only 10 numbers. No,
Yeah.
there's only 9 numbers, right? Yeah, like whole numbers, you know, obviously just. And then there's only so many fucking colors that cars come in.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're looking for, it's funny that it's red. Like
there's 10 numbers.
It's
There's 10
not
numbers.
like, oh, all of these cars in British racing green. It's like, no, they go with a common one that like tons of trucks are in red for reasons, and like that's just doesn't make sense. Well, obviously, it doesn't make
to
sense.
me at some level because here's the deal: I fly paramotor, and because of that, and I made these paramotor videos. There's some people in the aviation community that thought either I or my setup was interesting. So planes pass over the house, and then they pass over it like again and again, and they're flying lowish at like 1,000 feet, making multiple passes over my house. And I'm like, does he watch my videos? Why is this like little Cessna or this helicopter going back and forth over my house? It's not crazy. People have sent me pictures or said, Woody, I flew over your house. I was checking it out. And on the other hand, you know, I feel like a guy watching black helicopters saying that they're here to get me.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Well, most of these people don't even have something flying over them at all.
right.
And there's a mix of like what flavor the delusion is, I can tell, because there will be disagreements here between the people who think that it's a government, NSA, FBI, CIA psyop, which like is like, okay, well, at least those organizations do a lot of psyops. They're not spying on you though. And the other side, which is like satanic demons, where like, no, don't let them make you believe that these are, you know, this is anything but Satan and evil and demons tracking you in like human form. It is. Oh, I just saw this post. An FBI CIA type trick to trick me. Let's see what this says. A few years ago, I was active on the. Or you guys talk for a second. Let me make sure that this isn't, because you know.
Did you see that clip that I sent you guys today of Wings talking about how his parents are related?
I didn't get a chance to watch it. Is it?
We could probably quote it. It's not long. I think he was just saying it's not that weird. Both his parents were named Jordan and they were related or something.
Yeah, that's what he said. But because he was talking to some guy in it, I don't know, probably one of his associates, and the guy was like, "Yeah, you know, you see it a lot. People talking about how people in the South are inbred," and Wings is like, "Well, come on, you know, it's not that extensive, you know." Now, my parents, though, they were related.
Did he actually say that?
Yeah.
Do you think that's true?
No.
Like, you don't think they're actually related?
No.
I wouldn't
I think
so
that he's
either.
stupid enough to think that two people named Jordan are automatically related.
I think it's equally possible that he's on a podcast and he's just telling stories.
He was just, well, he wasn't on a podcast, though, right? He was just like on a live stream.
I'm not sure. I thought he was, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, you're giving him way too much credit for creativity.
I do that sometimes for creativity. He we talked about it on PKN, but I don't think we talked about it on PKA. Wings lost his Twitch partnership. People are saying he's banned. He's not banned from Twitch. What he is he's just not a partner anymore. And he violated Exhibit D of his contract. I've heard two things about that. I've heard that it has to do with promoting things like DoorDash or maybe his surgery or the boot camp or whatever. I've also heard that you can't know what Exhibit D is because it's unique to Wings' contract and not something you can Google, which I tried to do. So I don't know for sure. I just know he lost his partnership. I haven't heard of a partnership loss being temporary.
No, it seems to be like if Destiny got taken off, like Destiny is a huge fucking streamer. And so for him to get taken off and not have any recourse, like I really doubt that Wings has a chance. What Wings should be doing, I just checked, he's streaming right now for like 500 plus people on his YouTube channel, but he's not dual streaming to his Twitch, which is like
That's
now
the
that
destiny move.
now that you're not a partner, you're allowed to stream on other platforms. And so like,
why wouldn't you
double up your streams, man? Like tell people he could, even if he hates Twitch a ton, which I don't blame him for if they took away his partnership. I don't know all the ins and outs, but just say, oh, you're going to focus on your YouTube chat and slowly try and pull people to the different medium. As far as the Exhibit D or whatever it is, D, I don't think that's unique to him, because I did check and I saw that like there is like A, B, C, D if you have a Twitch partnership, and it seems like, but I don't know what the fuck he does in this channel. I don't watch it, but generally that whole Exhibit D seems to say like, don't imply that Twitch has something to do with your promotions. And if you do a promotion, you have to have evidence, if you're called upon, that it went off without a hitch. So it couldn't be like one of those early YouTube giveaways where it's like, I gave away 10 Xboxes, prove it. No. Like it's not.
It wasn't
like
even that. It would be like a gift card.
It would be.
So it had to be. Zach thinks it had to be the surgery. I don't see how we've narrowed it down.
Yeah, the surgery thing doesn't make sense. We said this on PKN. Tons of streamers have down there a goal for vacation, a goal for their streaming PC, a goal for, their a new hot tub so they can wear a new bikini, whatever. So like, why would surgery not be allowed? And those things are. So that doesn't pass the smell test. I don't get it.
One
could
thing
be
Wings,
one
thing Wings does have is a whole sea of people who will like report him falsely, right? And did a lot of people say he didn't have the surgery, that the whole thing was a scam? Or maybe they said it was a scam because he didn't have the surgery quickly enough. Maybe that's I'm just messing up my history.
Are we sure he had the surgery?
Yes, come on. We saw the pictures, and there was the weight loss, and that whole thing happened. So
yeah, he definitely got it. Just didn't take.
Probably so, yeah.
I give him credit a lot. Like I'm like, well, we don't know that he's not thinner than his starting weight, do we? I can't. I'm not.
Yeah,
if a dude went from 200 to 220, I could see it. And if you went back to 200, I could see that. Like, but when a guy goes from like 400 to 350 and then back somewhere, like I can't tell 375 from 350.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know how it went, but I guess what I'm saying is he has a whole sea of viewers who would be apt to claim that they got scammed when in reality they didn't. They donated for the surgery, and probably the people saying they got scammed didn't donate. I find that's a really common like non-overlap. So I don't know. I feel for him on one hand, but I also wonder if online content creation is a bit of a rut for him, and this becomes a kick in the pants that lands him someplace better.
It always could. I mean, he's still got the capacity to make money on YouTube and like donos on Twitch and stuff. And I've said before, like my channel, like I get way more subs than I do donated dollars. And that's just how mine is. Whereas his channel, he seems to get a lot more direct donations of dollars than subs. And so it might not, he said it was half his income, might not even be that bad. But I mean, like, if you're comparing, like, he's been out of the traditional workforce for so long that this still probably is his best option money-wise.
He DoorDashes.
Does he?
He DoorDashes?
I think they actually got him fired from DoorDash.
Oh, well, I didn't know he worked for DoorDash. Wait, he got in trouble for talking about working for DoorDash or promoting DoorDash?
I don't remember exactly what happened. I really don't follow him very much. Honestly, it's whatever people share with me. And but so I'm kind of talking out of my ass if I go into it. But it was something like he was door dashing, and then I saw a clip where he was like, I was trying to DoorDash, but y'all couldn't let me have that.
Oh fuck, that's so shitty.
Yes, that's
awful. They're bullying him on his Twitch stream, and then he's like, I'm just gonna go deliver some Chinese food.
He got fired of suspected French fry stealing. There was some shrinkage on all these orders.
Yeah, there's all of the security tape torn apart. You know?
Why is it every time Woody delivers DoorDash, the straws are inserted in the cups?
You ordered a medium Coke, they gave you a big cup, so you're still winning, even though it's 2/3 full.
Yeah, you ordered a large cup, and I gave you a large cup.
Yeah,
Fuck off.
I don't know enough about. We can move on from wings and shit, but like the
I
only
love
thing I like people have told me that like makes sense was like him charging for unbans, because I know Twitch is strict on that. You can't do that. You can't say $50 and you're unbanned. But I don't think he's done that in a long time, at least according to random commenters I saw.
I don't think charging for unbans is immoral. Now, my mind is open. I'm willing to listen to the other side of the argument, but we used to charge for unbans at Woodycraft, and they were expensive. They were $25 for the first unban, $50 for the second, $75 for the third, and we don't sell a fourth. Just at this point, we think that because your cheating is worse than whatever money you would pay. We don't want you. And the idea was we were fining people for cheating. That was what's up. Like if you cheat and you've been caught once already, it's $50 if you get caught again, and your account has so much tied up in it. Like you may have spent $500 on this server over your lifetime. That just keeps coming back to you, like every wipe and stuff. Like that matters to you, and you're like, shit, I don't want to get fined $50 to get this previous investment back. And it was meant to discourage cheating. The alternative, just never giving it back, was like also taking away that investment they made. It seemed crueler to be like, your account's gone, fuck you, no second chances, than to sell an unban.
Did you have people who reached all 4 unbans?
Yes. Yeah, we would. And
nice cash cow. Yeah.
But in my opinion, they weren't good customers because what is that? $150 total?
Yeah.
My suspicion is I lost more than $150 because that asshole was on my server. That he drove away enough people. Like, I don't want that guy, which is why he can't buy a fourth. But the reason we sold unbans is because it seemed like an asshole move to be like, one strike, you're out.
I don't think there's something necessarily wrong with it. That's just what Twitch believes. Like, you can't do that. They have a bunch of goofy rules over there that you wouldn't know.
So if Wings is like, hey, you say something mean to me, it's $50 to get back on here, get a second chance. Then I'm like, I don't know. I don't see the evil in it. I'm missing it.
Yeah. Well, I hope he does okay. He got fired from DoorDash. That fucking sucks.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that happened. Yeah.
That is fucking insult to injury in this scenario.
There are YouTubers who just film themselves delivering DoorDash. There's a guy not far from me who does it via motorcycle. And I don't know, every time I watch the video, I'm like, oh, look, 18 minutes of DoorDash delivery. Let's watch. And I don't know why I'm addicted to it, but here I am. I would watch Wings live stream DoorDash deliveries for sure.
He was. I'm pretty sure he was, because I've seen video of him like with his wife, like DoorDashing. And I just remember seeing like that bag of like Arby's between the two of them and thinking like, it's like a seal pup between two fucking orcas.
I'm in danger.
That roast beef sandwich is in so much trouble right now. I guarantee there's been nights where they were like, man, it smells good. Yeah, it does.
Right.
We'll just go home.
Like a seal pup between two polar bears.
Yeah. I looked up Wings of Redemption DoorDash, and believe it or not, a lot of these videos are aggressive and mean, in that like the title of this one is, I made $375 in one day on DoorDash. Wings of Redemption doubles down on DoorDash lie. And it's like that does seem like a huge amount of money to be making in one day on DoorDash.
That would be shocking to me, because usually when I order food, I tip them like a couple dollars. Like, I'll only tip a lot if it's something where they've got to like go into a place. And like, if I know they've got to deal with a bunch of shit, like if I order hibachi or something, and I know they got to deal with those Asian people, I'll go tip them a few bucks. But like, I just can't imagine him making $375 in a day.
I mean, and imagine that if that was consistent, that's a good living for his expenses. Yeah, that's really, really good.
I mean, so the guy that I watch on YouTube, he will make like $50 over the course of 2.5, 3.5 hours, like that range. And he doesn't usually do one of them. He does like, he's got them on his phone, and he just picks the best from maybe 3 competitors: DoorDash, Postmates, Uber Eats, and he'll just find the most profitable job that's close to him and do it. So
I'm pretty sure Wings is related to Michael Jordan.
That's a good
Jordan
line.
One he's
Almost Wings
on the
is
black
almost,
side.
Wings is so close to being too stupid to be able to make fun of that it's I mean it's this close. It's this close. Like he's almost
that dumb.
I think that if he were tested, he could get some sort of government funding. I think that they would find him to be a mentally incompetent individual. I genuinely believe him to be somewhere near the level of mental retardation. I would guesstimate his IQ to be in the high 80s, maybe the low 80s. Like he is so close to being able to get government assistance.
The low 80s is pretty fucking stupid.
Sure is.
I don't think they'll let
see
you
it
in
that
the
way.
Army in the low 80s, and the Army lets anyone in.
I don't think Wings could get in the Army, but that's a different story.
That's probably more because of endurance than IQ.
Endurance.
Yeah.
Well phrased. I don't know. I don't think he's stupid. I don't know. I can't describe it. He's not worldly, and that can sometimes influence the things he says and does that like shock people. You know, like not you necessarily, but a lot of people might say he was dumb for thinking that you needed a passport to go to Chicago. But that's not what dumb is, right?
Yeah.
He's not that. He's just not worldly.
It's ignorance.
It's just misinformed.
There's definitely a big difference between ignorance and stupidity. And I just think that he's this perfect storm of stupidity and ignorance that you don't often see. And I think that some of it is a learning disability. I would guess that he was in some special education classes, and that he wasn't properly diagnosed as a young man.
I wonder how he did do in school.
You'll never know.
I don't know.
Could get his transcripts probably.
Yeah, and now I'm thinking back. My grades were so bad. Why was I never put in any special education classes?
I'm the only one of us that got plugged into a special ed class when I was in kindergarten.
I love that story. Did you like wipe the floor with everyone and get candy?
I pretended to know how to read, but I would just memorize the book. And so we were reading a book about like Jack's red bike, but I was repeating like Susie's trampoline. And the teacher realized that I hadn't learned to read at all. And I remember even being like 5 in kindergarten and being like, I've got everyone fooled. Just got to keep going.
This plan will work through college.
And it didn't. And she realized I couldn't read, and she put me in the special needs class with 2 other kids. Both of them were, they belonged there. They couldn't read at all. And I would just clean up on the candy speed round of pronunciation and spelling at the end until like, every single starburst was mine, and she put me back in the regular class. And that sucked, because I remember going back to the regular class and they made you read and there was no candy at all. So I was like, this sucks.
That does sound bad.
I want to be retarded again.
I picture Taylor at night cuddling up with the Stormlight Archive. Good job.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
you for the candy.
Another paragraph. Nailed it, if I do say so myself.
And then
The jar of gummy bears.
Even
Starburst.
as a young kid, like once I learned how to read, I was like, this is awesome. I know everything my parents do, because they look at a TV show and there's stuff on the screen, and now I can look at that TV show sitting next to them and I'll know what's on screen. And so I started reading a lot like as a young kid, because it was interesting. And because my parents had stringent rules about when you could play video games and when you could watch TV. It was like a limited amount of time, and they would not fuck around with it. When my mom passed away, we went to her house and pulled all these old memory books and things and old photo albums in these big giant tubs. And I found a journal of mine from when I was like 9 years old. And I remember I opened to a couple pages and I read one, and it was like, today sucked. My mom caught me playing video games at 5:30, and she thought I started at 4:30, but I really started at like 5:10. And so I only got 20 minutes of video games. So much for an hour, Mom. Like, I was like writing mean things in there. Like it was. I'll have to find that journal of my like 8 and 9-year-old mind just being erratic.
I pulled a fast one on Colin. So as people know, I'm watching Walking Dead with Colin. What they might not know is just how seriously he takes The Walking Dead, right? Colin's autistic and can just be like uncompromising and focused on weird shit sometimes. And The Walking Dead is it right now. So before the first episode played, he's like, no closed captions. And I was like, Colin, that's a deal breaker for me. He wants to watch every episode the whole way through. And you can't talk. You can't look away. You can't pull your phone out. You can't do anything. Mm-hmm. He pays strict attention, and he makes sure that you do too. There is no division of your attention. And before the episode started, I was like, I got to have the closed captions on. Dad's hearing isn't very good, and I don't pick up all the words, which is only like 10% true. I really wanted him to have to read along. So now he does. I have him reading the entire script from Game of Thrones. He like hyper focuses on every word, and we've learned all the characters' names. Because there's a lot of times that, like, when a new character is introduced or they're off screen saying something, it'll say their name, colon, and the line. And, he quizzes me. What was that name? I go, Jadis. And we go on. But yeah, so, poo counter. Nicely done, Zach. I like it. But anyway, I bamboozled Colin into reading Walking Dead. It's my move.
That was a smart move. You don't even realize you're reading. I got you.